Join us for our 4th edition and first virtual Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2020.
I hope you are all ready for our next speaker, which will be Miss Wendy Nelly Sarpong. And she's the head of banking and mortgages at Stanbic Bank Ghana. I'm just going to bring her on, and she will be giving you the next presentation, which has been probably for us one of our most popular questions, not only from our clients, but just generally about financing. How am I going to afford a property in Ghana? Hello, Wendy.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you in Ghana today, broadcasting live?
I'm super. I'm very awesome.
That is very, very good to hear. I was just saying that, especially for us, for our clients, knowing how to finance and buy a home in Ghana is probably the most asked question. So we just cannot wait to hear from you and to hear about what Stanbic Bank has to offer with their loans, mortgages, banking.
Sure.
I'm not going to talk too much. So, Wendy, this is your first time presenting with us, but Stanbic Bank has been supporting us since the beginning. It's our 4th year, and you are every year. You're also our sponsor, and this year you're our silver sponsor. So we thank you very much.
Thank you to Anna and On Point Property.
Okay.
That's why we always love to come on with you. We also appreciate the good work you're doing out there.
I think it's a perfect marriage of support with the Diaspora as a diaspora business and also with Stanbic Bank. So I'm going to move. You're not going to see me anymore. And then I am going to upload your presentation. So that will be shown very shortly. And then you can start once you see your presentation.
Sure.
Okay, Wendy.
Thank you very much, Anna. Good morning once again for everybody listening to us from Stanbic Bank. Before I proceed with my presentation, let me tell you a very short story. So last year, September, I happened to be in Virginia. 2 days before I came to Ghana, my mom called me and said somebody was sending her something through me. I phoned the individual, we had a conversation, and I gave him direction to my place. So when he came over, it so happened that he is my uncle on my paternal side. That's my father's cousin. So through interrogation and chatting, I realized that he is putting up a property in Ghana, and he actually mentioned the fact that he had reached a stage and he feels he needs some financial assistance. So we had a quick chat. To sum up everything, we concluded our conversation. I came to Ghana. He gave me a contact to the person that is actually helping put up or monitoring the project for him. Ladies and gentlemen, for about 3 months, I tried reaching this individual. I couldn't get through to him. But word came to me later on that because this individual knew that we're coming to do valuation, inspect the project, that is why he wasn't picking my calls. And again, at some point, my uncle was not hearing from that individual. Fast forward 2020 March, my uncle called me and said, "Do you know something? I just reached out to another family member of mine, and I'm told that apparently all the pictures of the project I keep seeing is not my project." Because when he cited or when I gave direction to that person to go and check out the place, it so happened that my project, which I thought was at roofing stage, is just about to start. In April 2020, again, after the lockdown, I personally took a trip to where the property is. And I was really disappointed because looking at the pictures I had seen way back when I was in Virginia, there was nothing close to what I had seen when I went to Kumasi to inspect the project. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the story of most of you. Or perhaps you have heard a story from a friend or family member about sending money for projects to be completed, working hard, sending money back home for projects to be completed, only to find out at some points that these projects was not what, or the plans, the specification is actually not what you had initially engaged that family member or friend. Where do we come in as a bank? We come in to provide financing for your project. And as part of the services we provide, we have mortgage specialists who are on the ground, not only to aid the financing process, but also to give you updates on your project. If it's a property you want to buy, we are there to give you the advice because we have signed all manner of memorandum of understanding with key developers in the country. And for you to even have enough comfort for any business, any company to be on our list of developers or real estate agents, there is a rigorous process that one needs to go through. So you are very comfortable to pick a phone or send an email to Stanbic Bank to know about our mortgage process, our financing options, and you will sure to get the best. And I promise you, the process is as seamless as you will get, and that is what we offer you. So on that note, I will go to my presentation. And thank you, Anna, for that elaborate introduction. For those who just joined in, my name is Wendy Nelly Sarpong. I head executive banking and mortgages, in Stanbic Bank. On the call today are my colleagues from various units and departments in the bank. I have our top banana of the Stanbic Bank business, Na Al Hassan Andani, also listening in, and the honcho of my department, Harry Opokwajiman, also in the backstage, helping and listening in to this presentation and this expo. Again, I am on and manning my virtual booth are my team of mortgage specialists, namely Jonathan Akon, Bertha Franz, Mamiefa Ejay Pempe, and Jesse Jones. Next slide, Anna. Let me bore you a bit with the bank we work for. We work for Stanbic Bank Ghana, which is a subsidiary of the Standard Bank of South Africa. We are the biggest bank in Africa, and we pride ourselves as such because we have ICBC, that's International Commercial Bank of China, being the largest shareholder. We are in 19 countries in Africa and 36 across the globe. In Ghana, you will find us having 41 branches, with our 41st branch being a virtual branch and a branch that does everything that brick and mortar branch does and more. All you need is to pick a phone and put a call through to us or send us an email from wherever you are in the comfort of your home and your offices, and we are ready to serve you. In the bank, we have a special focus on mortgage financing, and there is a unit focusing on that. That is the mortgage unit. Next slide, Anna. So as I mentioned, we've been in existence for over 150 years. Coming from South Africa, we have our head office in Johannesburg. We are in 36 countries across the globe, as I mentioned, and enough access points. You don't need to physically be in our branch to transact. We have our internet banking service, we have our ATM, we have the POS. With our debit card, you're able to withdraw money anywhere. In Ghana, again, you don't need to be physically present in a branch to transact. You can deposit using our ATM, you can withdraw. In terms of payment, our debit cards are very fantastic. For those of you who travel a lot, we have another money wallet card that you're able to load 4 currencies. So wherever you may find yourself on the globe, you are able to use the card as well, so that you are saved from the fluctuations of the exchange rate. Next, please. So why are we here? We are here to speak to you about our diaspora mortgage financing. I believe I have people back here in Ghana who are also tuning in. Yes, our offering is not just for persons in the diaspora, but people in Ghana as well. But for the purpose of this expo, our explanations or our presentation is for individuals living outside Ghana, Ghanaians living outside Ghana. You may listen in as I'll chip in a word for the locals as well. Next, please. So our mortgage offering comes in different facets. You need a home that is already there, you want us to finance for you, or you're about to develop your property. Once you put a phone call through to us, these are the options we have. One is the home purchase, where we have key developers like Gold Key that just spoke before me, who have 10 key properties. All we need is you have cited a completed property, you speak to us, and we go through a process and we get you the property. That is the home purchase. The second one is the developer financing or developer construction, where there's an ongoing project. So be it you starting already or you about to start, we come in to assist. What we do differently from the very first one being the home purchase, which is already constructed, already put up property. For the developer construction, we disperse in tranches. So we are looking at disbursing 40%, 30, and 30. 40 when we reach foundation stage, then the next 30 when we reach lintel, and on completion we pay the developer the next 30%. All you need to do is to speak with us. If you started your project, we will come and inspect it. If you haven't started again, we will sit down with you. We will appoint a developer for you where we have signed an MOU with, and we will monitor the project for you as well. The next one is equity release. I believe some of you on here have properties already in Ghana. What we do with the equity release is we are able to release equity of your existing property and give you cash. You may need cash, and perhaps the cash you need, you're unable to take an unsecured facility to use it for whatever reason you need the cash for. Once we are releasing equity on your existing property, we are giving you the cash. And by the way, this is the only product that the disbursement goes to the individual, that's the client, instead of the developer. Because in this stage, there is no developer. It is your house, you bring it to us, you release equity. So once you're done paying the loan, we transfer the property title back to you. Next, please. Our fourth product offering is the home improvement, where we have customers who already have existing properties and they want to do renovation, they want to do some remodeling, they want to expand. What we do is that when you come, we value your property and we look at the cost of the work involved, and we advance loans to you to do whatever you want to do. Perhaps you have a 2-bedroom, you want to expand it to 4 or 5 or even 11. From where I'm coming from, we have bigger families. And again, perhaps when you started your property, you were just alone. Now you're married, you have kids, you have other extended family members living with you, and then you have space, you are able to expand. That is all we offer under the home improvement option. The fifth one is the refinancing, where I believe most of you have facilities with some financial institutions, and you're looking at we taking over the loans for you. And I can remember since the last 4 months, I have seen a lot of individuals coming to us to take over their properties from the financial institutions. If you have heard the revamp in the financial institutions, you will know that some banks have been closed, and even some that are already existing are a bit shaken. Stanbic Bank is a bank you can put your financing or you can bank with and be very comfortable. And by that, we are getting a lot of customers asking us to take over their property. So if you have a property that's already with a financial institution, by way of the quality of service we provide and pricing, which is the main reason why most people make us take over their properties. And yes, we are very competitive in the markets. Just put a phone call through to competition and you will know that yes, Stanbic Bank is very competitive in terms of pricing. So if you have these properties sitting with any financial institution, just put a phone call through to us. We will tell you the process and we'll take up the financing. Again, if you're taking up the financing, we do cash up refinancing. You will agree with me that properties, unlike vehicles that depreciate, properties appreciate per the year. So if you acquired your property, for instance, at $100,000 and you're in your fourth year, possibly the property has appreciated. So in as much as we are taking over the existing exposure from the other bank, there is a gap because your property might have appreciated. That difference, we are able to give it to you as cash. That is very fantastic, and it's one product you will not get it anywhere apart from Stanbic Bank. The final one is the vacant land financing, where we have individuals who have identified service plots and they want us to finance for them. Yes, we are open to do that for you. And again, go into an agreement on how we will develop this vacant land that we are financing for you. Next, please. So the question that normally comes to me or comes to us is, who qualifies for a diaspora mortgage? Who qualifies for a mortgage offering? We are looking at Ghanaian citizens working or living and working outside Ghana. So you don't need to have you don't need to be in the country to be working. Once you're in the UK, you are in anywhere in the Americans, you are anywhere in Europe, we are able to finance your property or your projects for you. You only need to be a Ghanaian. And for the fact that you'll be looking at your income to be servicing the facility, we need to know that you are in gainful employment. So again, we have Ghanaians for dual citizenship and can provide evidence of Ghanaian parentage. Yes, we are able to advance our facility for you. For our product parameters, we are looking at individuals in or working or earning in dollars a minimum of $2,005. If your salary is a minimum of $2,005 a month, yes, let's get talking. If it's below, I could put in some exceptions for you. All you need to do is just pick a phone and call us and we will take you through the process. For individuals earning in the British pound, we are looking at those whose income monthly is not below 1,008. And again, if it's below and you have other income sources, just let's talk and we'll structure a facility for you. We need to know that you have been in continuous employment for 2 years. So we will be requesting for some evidence of a sort. We are looking at individuals who are 25 years and above. And because countries have specific retirement age, again, for the ceiling, we are looking at the country's retirement age cap in order to know whether you qualify or not. We may have individuals who are below the ages of 25 but are in gainful employment. Yes, let's talk. We can advance the facilities to you. Can I have the next slide, please? Ordinarily, we would look for individuals who are professionals and not just professionals per se. We are looking at individuals in any of these employments. We have extended it to anybody. That discretion sits with us. So just put a phone call or send an email to us. We will check and see if you qualify and we will let you know. Next slide, please. So for the percentages, in terms of how much we can finance for the home purchase, as I mentioned earlier on, the one that you have your properties already built, already completed. We are looking at financing 80% of properties in the Greater Accra region and 70% for the other regions. The reason is that we have actually experienced some, how do I call it, default, and in cases where customers say, okay, I want you to sell the property, I'm not interested again. We've realized that we're getting a lot of interest for properties in Accra than the other regions. But if you want to site your property outside Accra, Greater Accra and Tema Metropolis, just speak to us. If you want us to do more than the 70%, we can have an exception for you. For the developer construction, where we are looking at starting from ground to finish, we are looking at 70% again for properties in Accra and Tema, then 60% in the other regions. In terms of equity release, where you already have your properties and you want us to release equity by way of giving you cash and we hold title of your property, we are looking at 70% in Accra and 60%. Don't worry about the percentages. Once we speak, we will treat it on a case-by-case basis and we will grant you the facility. For vacant land financing, we are looking at financing 60% of the value of the plot. Again, we do an extension of advice to include the financing we can offer when you decide to put up your structure. Next, please. So that's a continuation of our product features. As I said, the maximum loan tenure, if you're giving you the loan, you cannot, or your loan tenure cannot exceed 20 years. But then again, we are putting a bit of consideration around the individual's age. So your age may cap the tenure for you, but the maximum age standard, it's 20 years, 240 months. The minimum loan amount, you're looking at not financing anything below 15,000 USD, 8 CD or pound equivalent. In terms of insurance, by law, we would love to insure the property. We are looking at compulsory life insurance cover for your property. So that one will be dependent, as in the amount you're supposed to pay will be dependent on your medicals. Again, we are also advancing property insurance against fire and allied perils. We've had some individuals that we financed their property for, they paid insurance, they did a property insurance. So in cases where the houses caught fire and any natural happenings hit the property, insurance just came in and paid off the loan for them. So this is very fantastic. In terms where the individual dies, we're not supposed to go and trouble the relatives, the surviving spouse and kids, the better house, you can name it, the family members. Insurance just takes care of it. The maximum loan amount for any individual is 250. However, your income caps it for you. We are looking at not when we amortize the facility or when we amortize the value of the property, we are looking at not taking more than 50% of your net salary as repayment any day for your facility. But the cap for our loans is $250,000, HCD equivalent or pound equivalent as well. Ideally, we would like to source our repayment monthly, where we have individuals set a standing order from their accounts into the loan accounts that we will open for them here in Ghana, Stanbic Bank. Our facilities are structured in CD, pound, and dollars as well. So depending on your income or the currency your income is in, we are able to grant that for you as well. Next slide, please. So why will I hop on to Stanbic's financing, or why will I need to speak to Stanbic Bank? In cases where we've granted you the facility and you have some amount you wish to reduce your loan amount, yes, capital reduction is allowed at any point in time without any penal charge. If you get any money, being it bonus or dividends paid by a business you're part of, yes, you are also able to pay off your loan. All we need you to do is to send through an email and we will send you the settlement codes or exposure at every point in time for you to pay off your facility or even reduce the capital. Our loans are not capped. However, as I mentioned earlier on, we are looking at you being able to survive aside the monthly payment that comes to us to service the loan. So we are looking at not taking more than 50%, as I said earlier on, and that is the only thing that will cap your loan. Our interest rate, and as I said earlier on, you can put a phone call through to any bank and you will know that in terms of rate, I can proudly and boldly say that Stanbic offers the best rate. In terms of turnaround time, give us your documents, and in no time, you realize that we've been able to process it, send you your facility letter, and soon talking to the developer or the person you're buying the property from to hand your keys over to you. In terms of documentation and advice, my mortgage specialist does all the job for you. Even if it's the construction on a weekly basis, the team is able to update you with videos. When they get to the site, they are able to do selfie videos for you to see the stage of your project. Again, we are the only bank that has wide range of financing options. So it's not just you going to Gold Key that have actually constructed your property or the apartment and we just pay them. I heard somebody asking a question after Fusaina spoke and asked if you have your own land. Yes, we are the only bank that has the various options, being it you want to release equity, being it you have a property with another financial institutions you want us to take over, as I have spoken about earlier on. So in terms of the flexibility, yes, Stanbic prides itself as being the only, and emphasis on the only bank that's able to do this for you and more. Next slide, Anna. So what do I need in order to be able to access Stanbic Bank's loan? It's very simple, and you will see a tall list, but you realize that some of the documentations are supposed to come from your developer or whoever you're getting the project or the house from. So you need to give us a proof of identity. Ideally, we would like your passport, driver's license. Ideally, these are the two we like. We also need to know the property you're buying. We need to know the specifications. We need to know the cost line. So we would love to know that. We love to have the offer letter from the agent or the developer or the individual, so be it, you're getting the property from. We would love to value the report to be able to tell we love to value the building to be able to tell the value of it, so that when we are advancing the loan, we know the value of it. So by way of getting the report, we will rope in our valuers who will come in and value your property. We will also seek property title, land deed documentation, and all that. Mind you, all these documentations, whether it's coming from the developer or the individual or the company you're buying the property from, we have the specialist that will do the legwork and all for you. We need to know your income, so we will be sourcing the very last 3 months pay slip. Somebody will say, yes, I have seen bank statement in and everything goes into my bank statement. I know that there's some things on the pay slip, so we need to cite the lines on the pay slip to be able to tell which of the lines are consistent and comes in every month and which ones does not. Again, to be able to tell the ones that comes in, perhaps you've done a project or perhaps you are due some allowance for a specific tax done. So we'll be able to isolate those ones from the regular ones that hit your account on a monthly basis. Proof of employment, as I said, we need to know you've been in a continuous employment for the last 2 years. Your current employer, we are supposed to know whether it's a permanent or a contract basis. We simply need to understand the sort of employment contracts that you have with your employer. So you help us with some employment information. For knowing your customer documentation, we also need to know or have a proof of your residential address. So you can help us with a utility bill. We need a letter of introduction from your employer. We need to know. So you say if you work for Marks and Spencer, can we get an introductory letter? Can we get something that shows us that yes, Wendy was employed on this date and now she's still in employment? In cases where you're struggling with these letters, yes, let's sit around the table and we find a way around it. From the developer, we are asking for a bill of quantities, building plan, building permits, amongst others. Again, we will need to check your credit report. So we will source for the bureau report and we are good to go. Anna, the next slide, please. So basically, this is all you need to know, and we are very transparent. We put all our cards on the table. Once an individual is unable to meet any of our requirements or our parameters are too much for them, we sit and treat it on a case-by-case basis. We do not have a generic product for a group. We actually tailor our service towards individuals. So no matter your circumstance, no matter how your income or your job, your employment is, just speak to us. We will structure a facility for you. In case you need to reach us, our unit email address is shown on there. Wendy, Jonathan, Betha, Mame, Jesse, who'll be manning our virtual booth. Their email address are also there. Anna, the next one. I think so. This ends my presentation. I will be on for some time to take the live questions, but the next slide also gives the further details on the team manning the virtual booth. Thank you very much. Thank you for the time. God bless you all.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Anna.
You could hopefully see me. That was so insightful. Wow, wow, wow. Stanbic Bank, I'm learning something new about you guys all the time. Thank you for beautifully, very eloquently explaining what the bank does and most importantly, how you can help people in the diaspora. Whilst you were speaking, I could see your expo booth was very busy with questions, but there are some key questions that were being asked during the presentation. So I will fire away with the first one. It says, are there any mortgage products for non-Ghanaians?
Currently, unfortunately, the products are only for Ghanaians. However, if you are non-Ghanaian and you have a spouse or a partner who is Ghanaian, yes, we are able to advance it to you. We are working towards granting our facilities to non-Ghanaian. We are not there yet, but we'll hit the road very soon.
Thank you. I mean, that question has come through in different questions. Someone said, what happens to foreign investors? What happens to British Nigerians? You've answered that. They said, what is your most competitive mortgage interest rate in US dollars?
Thank you very much. So in pricing for our facilities, even though we are able to give a floor rate, our pricing are risk dependent, and risk dependent, it depends on the customer profile. So we are able to quote A for customer Z, and we are able to quote B for customer X. Once we look at your risk or we do the risk assessment, we are able to. Currently, and I don't want to be put so much to push the rate, but once they put a phone call through to us, send an email, we ask some few questions, we are able to throw the rate on. Currently, we are pricing between 10 and 13% on the dollar. But looking at the risk grade, we try. And for anybody coming through from this expo, we have a special rate for those individuals. So please, after this promo, after this expo, you don't get it. So if you're on, just send us an email, get to our virtual booth, talk to my ladies and gentlemen. Let's note your details down and you get that fantastic pricing. Yeah. And I'm struggling to hear you.
Sorry,
It's okay.
That's
It's
amazing.
okay.
You've got exclusive rates for everyone who is listening. There you go.
Yes.
It's been said live, so that's fantastic. We've got
Sure.
another question in. It's from Jonathan. He wants to know, what's the stamp duty levy on properties? Is that a bank question?
Yes, I get you. So that's 1%. It's 1% of the value of the property.
Brilliant. So that's 1%. Thank you. And we've got, how do you open an account as a diaspora? So someone's looking to start banking. They may not be ready for a mortgage at first, but they want to open a bank account to start banking with you.
So we send a link to that individual. You're able to load your documents and everything. If you send a message to the email addresses that were displayed earlier on, or if you get into the virtual booth, the individuals there will assist you. But we'll share the link so that anybody wanting to do that can do that easily.
Oh, wonderful. So that could be the diaspora anywhere in the world. All of this can be done online.
Anywhere in the world, yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, I picked up even in your interview that so many of what you do, during your presentation, that there is so many online services. So it's good to know a bank of 185 years old is fully tech ready. So that's good. We've got another question in. It says, can other diasporan Africans access this product, or do you specifically have to be Ghanaian?
So as I answered earlier on, yes, for account opening, you don't need to be Ghanaian. You can just open accounts and take advantage of our banking options, the transactional banking options. But for the mortgages, currently, it's for only Ghanaians. If you're not Ghanaian and you have a partner who is Ghanaian, yes, we'll be able to advance our facilities to you.
Okay, brilliant.
Thank you.
I think you've answered the question. I think obviously it's a global village here, and we've got people all over the world currently logged in. And it's, again, several forms of the same question coming in, presented to me in different ways, because they're asking that, are there banks in Ghana? I know this is going out of what Stanbic banks do, provide mortgage products for non-Ghanaians.
We're hitting the road very soon. Hopefully, I am sure when we do the next expo next year, we should come up with a product like that. But as I said earlier on, currently it's only for Ghanaians or any individual who is able to show evidence of Ghanaian parentage or has a spouse or partner that is Ghanaian. But we'll be hitting the road very soon with a product for such individuals. Yeah, I mean, we're a flexible bank. We can only get better if we pick feedback from customers, and I think this is something we really have to take seriously. We will do that very soon. Thank you.
Wonderful. That is positive news. So those non-Ghanaians who are logged in, it seems like there is something happening in the background where we're looking to facilitate other nationalities. Brilliant. So very good question that's just come in. It says, can you build a credit score in Ghana if you are a UK resident?
No, so we pull the reports from UK. So we are not pulling it from Ghana. It is being pulled from the UK. So wherever you live, that's where we are pulling the credit score from. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So that just goes to show that it really pays to keep a good credit score.
Sure.
You know, paying your mobile phone bill on time, paying your utility bills, paying your credit card on time,
important.
Even being on the electoral register. All of these things in the UK, and I believe as well as in the US, helps your credit score. So it's very important that, you know, one looks after their credit, keep your credit score healthy, because it just sounds, correct me if I'm wrong, Wendy, if you're in the diaspora and you are applying for a mortgage, it's all based on your credit history.
Exactly, and precisely. So when I was talking about when someone asked the question on the pricing, my question is yes, there's a standard price, there's a going price, but the pricing is risk dependent. So after the individual risk assessment, you're able to assign or score the individual and give the pricing to that regard. And it's very important. We also need to know, so not to mess our books, we need to know the individual's credit history and behavior. So we need to be very comfortable around who we are lending our facilities to, what has been their credit history, or what has been the performance of all these things over time. So we'll know that and be comfortable in dealing with the individuals.
Brilliant. We're almost at the end. We're going to take the last few questions. This is a really good one. Do you offer interest-only mortgages?
And I didn't hear you.
I said, do you offer interest-only mortgages?
Yes, for now. Yes, for now. I mean, what we normally do is that ordinarily we do not take additional collateral for the properties we are financing or for the facility we are advancing. The property we are financing in itself is the collateral for the property. And we want to be sure that even though the person might have cash that will be used as cash back, it is not that same cash, because if that cash is sitting in an investment account, you are earning interest on that. So you separate that liability or investment book from the lending book. So if you have cash to be used as cash back, yes, we will do that for you. But then again, that cash is not sitting there idle. It is being put in an interest-bearing account and you're earning interest month on month. So on the side that we are lending, there is a rate charged on that.
Oh, thank wonderful. Everyone obviously is really impressed with your presentation, and they're asking, will it be available after the expo? Yes, it's being recorded. Everything on the main stage is being recorded. I'm going to take the last question, and this is from someone's asking, do you lend to those who are self-employed?
Yes, we do. So what we do is, and pardon me, I think my presentation was more focusing on those who and salary. So yes, we lend to individuals who are self-employed. What we normally do is that in determining the affordability of these individuals, we are looking at the net credit turnover of income in the account for a year for 6 months. So whatever we are getting as the net, that is what is used to calculate the affordability. So we stretch our arms to the salaried individuals and again to the self-employed. Once we have evidence and we know your business is registered, it's legitimate, we seek and we pick up business documents, yes, we are able to advance our facility to you as well. So yes, it's self-employed and salaried, both individuals coming in. Yes.
Thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you very much to the Stanbic Bank also for heavily supporting us over the last 4 years. Obviously, this year you are our silver sponsors, so we very much are grateful for your participation. As I said, the conversation doesn't stop with Wendy. You can look on the left-hand side, click on the expo link, click on the Stanbic Bank booth. The whole team are ready and waiting for your questions. So thank you so much, and we look forward to engaging with you soon.
Thank you too. Thank you. And thank you to everybody on the call. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.